Pub quiz time. Who holds the Guinness World Record for the biggest military computer hack? So you are a small business owner. You want to get more customers to your website, so you meet with a local search engine expert. He has this Benedict Cumberbatch vibe. Professional, focused, straightforward. You Google his name for opinions and you find a Wikipedia page. Hacker, UFO, alleged crime, biggest military computer hack of all time. This can't be him, right? That's just a coincidence. But then you look at the photo and all becomes clear.
That smile, that damn smile.
Gary McKinnon. Is he the most wanted hacker, an activist, a conspiracy theorist, a seeker of truth, a criminal, a whistleblower, or a cyber terrorist? The answer is, he's all of them at once, and absolutely none of them at all. I am Matt Jankowski, and today we will look into the case of Gary McKinnon. This story has everything. Hacking, security breaches, alien technology, legal battles, international politics, the acts of destruction and the plot of redemption. Just grab yourself a coffee. Believe me, just grab one. Have you ever gazed into the night sky wondering, are we alone? Is there someone out there? Do they know about us? Do we know about them? This story is not an answer, it is a question. And that question is, how far would you go to find out? Gary McKinnon, as a child, was staring into exactly the same sky and noticed an object moving in a way that he couldn't match to any machine he knew. That sparked a lifelong interest in everything extraterrestrial. And with a stepfather already being a UFO enthusiast, Gary's new obsession has fallen on a fertile ground. At the age of 15, he joined British UFO Research Association, a group of people investigating the phenomenon of UFO sightings. At some point, Gary took an interest in technology, and soon IT and operating systems became his career path. As he was growing older, his technical skills were improving, yet his satisfaction with British UFO Research Association was at all-time low. He thought of them as conspiracy theorists, who were more concerned in believing in it than proving it. And Gary, being a fan of the war games, knew exactly how to get that evidence. If anyone knows anything about alien technology, it has to be the US military. And Gary was on a quest to hack them. And hack them he did. We will go through the exact technicalities of the attack soon. Now let's focus on the events from the perspective of Gary. He was browsing through computers of US Army, US Navy, US Air Force, NASA and Department of Defense, looking for one thing: information on technology of a more advanced civilization. According to Gary, he found a spreadsheet containing a list of non-terrestrial officers, leading to a belief that there is some kind of secret human personnel operating outside of our planet. Over time he got cocky and started leaving messages on hacked machines, like "Your security is crap" and "I am solo, I will continue to disrupt at the highest levels." It went for months. Someday he came across two folders, filtered and unfiltered. In the unfiltered folder he found a photo of a ship made of spherical parts. Yet, the moment he opened that photo, he got disconnected from the server. And his luck has run out. In March 2002, he has been apprehended by National High-Tech Crime Unit. His computer was taken for evidence. Living in UK and being a British citizen, he thought he's facing up to 5 years of prison time for unauthorized access with intent. But that was just under the British law. And for Gary, the timing just couldn't be any worse. Following the tragedy of 9/11 attacks, President George Bush declared the war on terror, the enemy, the radical network of terrorists, and every government that supports them. In a joint effort against war terror, US and UK came to agreement to simplify the extradition to US by removing the requirement of evidence, limiting it just to reasonable suspicion. You might think, I know where you're going with this, but since Gary was apprehended in 2002 as a British citizen in UK, and the extradition treaty was made in 2003, let alone when it came into force, US couldn't just demand extradition under that treaty, right? Well, they did exactly that. US demanded extradition of Gary, accusing him of hacking 97 Pentagon and NASA computers over the period of 13 months, causing $800,000 in damages. If extradited and charged, Gary could face 70 years in prison. This absolutely devastated Gary. And note that America in mid-2000s was absolutely the worst place you could be when having a label of a terrorist. A label that Gary was stuck with. His worst nightmare came true when UK agreed to the extradition. Gary was losing appeal after appeal after appeal. For 10 long years. He was suicidal. He was ready to face any justice in UK, but he would take his life if transferred to US. Many celebrities voiced their support, among them Sting, Peter Gabriel, The Proclaimers, and more. There was even a song, Chicago, by David Gilmour. One of the vocals was Gary himself. Then 2012 came, when someone made a final decision. That someone was the Home Secretary Theresa May, who took into consideration his mental state, both the suicide risk and the now diagnosed Asperger's syndrome, and denied the extradition. To much of disappointment from the US Assistant Attorney General, who said, "It's not like allies act," especially that when roles were reversed. Till that point, US never denied the extradition from US to UK. Same year, the charges were dropped in UK. After long depression and uncertainty of future, Gary has become just another citizen walking the streets. He abandoned the world of cybersecurity and opened an SEO company where he helps businesses find new customers over the internet. Stayed on the right side of the law ever since. Let's get back a little and look some more into the actual technique he used for the attacks. So one day you're sitting with your friend trying to add a drive to your Windows. Look, we can add some drives from internet. Yeah, what should I type? Let's add a drive of NASA. Hey, but we need to specify which drive from NASA we want. The C drive, you dummy. Everyone knows you always put everything on your C drive. You press enter and congratulations, you have just become the most notorious hacker of all time. But seriously, Gary's attack was no more complicated than that. Gary used a command to map a C drive from a given server. If that failed, due to lack of authorization, he used a username of a local administrator with an empty password. If that doesn't work, he used the password password, and if that didn't work, he tried the password being the same as the username. That was his attack. Nothing more than that. But remember that it was over 20 years ago. The only difference was that he didn't use it for one single server. He wrote a script that attempts this tactic over thousands of public IP addresses allocated to government institutions. At some point, he found a network of 10,000 computers, all set up from an image of one source computer. Local administrator's password for the source computer was blank, meaning that passwords for all 10,000 computers were also blank. Once he had access to files, he installed a program called Remotely Anywhere, program which allows to take over the screen, keyboard and mouse. It worked much like sharing a screen and giving control in our beloved Microsoft Teams. That's all. Gary never used any kind of sophisticated hacking tool. No exploits, no Trojan horses. He was just logging in with weak or blank passwords and installing a screen sharing app. An attack path which could be replicated by literally everyone. Another interesting fact about the attack is that when Gary ran a command to list currently connected users, he found out ongoing connections of hackers from all around the world. The place was just infested with other attackers. So why is he the only one who hit the headlines? Was it because of his mocking messages? If he just stayed silent and resisted the urge of becoming malicious, would he ever be caught? That we will never know. And what about the Excel file of non-terrestrial officers? Or the folders indicating that government photoshops UFOs out from the satellite images? Or the photo of the spherical ship? Well, the only information we have on it is Gary's word. And it's not that I don't believe Gary specifically, more like whatever field you're working in, no matter if it's cybersecurity, science, health, construction, you quickly learn to just not trust people by default. It's just the standard operating procedure. We need evidence. And as much as Gary got his freedom back, his devices back, he never got his hard drive back. He was left with nothing to share with us, other than his side of the story. When it comes to everything UFO related, I am a skeptic. Are governments monitoring skies for unidentified objects? Sure they are, for the sole reason of identifying them. But is there some big secret technology of ships visiting our planet? I don't think so. See, I got my engineering degree from a faculty of IT technology, physics and astronomy. Right here. I didn't take any classes in astronomy itself, but I did have many classes with astronomers who were also programmers. When they were not forced to teach me how to code, they were operating this, or any other hardware that I don't even know about. One day I was talking to a person who was a part of a group planning to send a satellite into our orbit. A small, low-budget satellite. Yes, you do not have to be Elon Musk to send your own satellite. There are satellites called CubeSats, and it costs around $100,000 to $500,000 to deploy them. And you will have your own piece of tech circulating our Mother Earth. This may seem like a lot of money, but realize that everyone who owns a high-end sports car was able to send his own satellite instead. The sheer fact that no one stops us from doing so implies that we will not discover any deeply hidden conspiracy by doing it. The fact that three-letter agencies allow you to do it means there is nothing there, or at least that they don't know about it either. If there ever was a conspiracy on censoring the footage from satellites or astronomical observatories, half of my university teachers would have to be in it. If you believe that while in possession of evidence they would hesitate for even 1 second to publish a groundbreaking white paper, you clearly do not understand the academic community. So coming back to Gary, is he the cyber terrorist? That actually depends on his geographic location. In UK, he's surely not a terrorist. In US, he's probably a terrorist, and in any other country, he's maybe a terrorist. Is he a criminal, a convict? Remember that he was under investigation in UK and the charges were dropped. He has no criminal record. Is he a whistleblower? Well, Gary wasn't able to provide any actual document to blow a whistle on. Is he the truth seeker? Then why the malicious messages? Or straight up threats? Is he the most notorious hacker in the world? No, his attack was done with the most basic IT skills.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
But you have heard of me.
He doesn't fit any of the labels given by the media throughout the years. He still holds a Guinness World Record for biggest military computer hack, even though it is based only on what he was accused of doing. None of those numbers have ever been challenged or proven, as there never was a trial. I guess it's one of those stories which have an open ending. We have close to no evidence to back any of the claims by any side. It depends on what you believe, who the character was the whole time. Thank you for staying with me. This is a small channel. Any comment, subscription, like or dislike that you leave does not get lost in the crowd. It gives me feedback and it does make a difference. Don't be a stranger.